So Sharp-Eyed Sandy from Columbus, Ohio, she sent me an email the other day and she said, hey, I was watching one of your videos and I saw something in the background and I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about that. So I thought, hey, that's a great idea for a video. Why don't I walk you guys around the shop a little and just show you some of the things you see in the background, but I never talk about. This is an old drill press. I found a picture of this in about an 1870s, 1880, something like that, Sears catalog. Wow. I found it, oddly enough, in an antique store in Lebanon, Ohio, when we were there visiting. So this big wheel right here, this actually would have been hooked to the drive shaft that would have been mounted in the overhead, that would have been run like off of a water wheel, off of a an old steam motor or something like that. It would have big drive shaft going outside with a big belt on it. Some of my old signs. This is a real Coke sign, Coca-Cola sign. It's not a reproduction. The two signs up there for the Texaco motor oil and the Kendall, the old car sign. That's a reproduction. This is another real Coke sign. It's not a reproduction. This little mechanism, this is a great old antique I found in an antique store here in Arizona. And, well, you're actually looking at the top of it. It's a miter saw. When the Voice and I bought this garage, it used to be a functioning automotive garage, even here where I work in my studio. Because I have a tenant who works out of the front building, it still is a functioning automotive garage. And these are some of the artifacts we found. So you can just barely see this one up here. It's a handheld lathe, if you will, a hand-powered lathe for cleaning up armatures on starter motors and DC generators and stuff like that. This next piece over here, this is an old oil can. I found this thing in the tool room, sitting back in the corner with the face of it up against the wall so you couldn't really see it. It's a headlight leveling mechanism. It's for the old cars with the pod headlights that used to be out on the fenders. So this right here, this is an old tire balancer. The rim would actually go on these three little arms, and there's a bubble level at the top of it up here, and that's how you would balance the tire. This right here, it's got a base, a weighted base on it with a spring on a shaft, and this cross arm with these two rubber rollers on it. And I never could figure out what that thing was. And I had a tour in here one time of age-challenged people, if you will. And one of the old guys that was in the tour, he looked at it and he just crossed his arms and he said, that would sit on the seat in a car. You would pull the lever down to get those two rubber rollers to come down, and you would put it underneath the steering wheel in the car when you had the car up on the alignment rack, and that would stop the steering wheel from turning. It's a lock for the steering wheel. And this guy, I know what it is. Do you? Leave your comments down below. So that's just one little portion of the shop, my studio here. I've got some more other antiques and some old cool signs that I've picked up in my travels. If that interests you guys, well, maybe I'll do another one in a few months. So I do appreciate you watching. Don't forget to hit that notification bell up there, and I'll see y'all next time. So I thought, hey, that's a good video right there. Why don't I guys, blech.